Here is my bass that I just purchased. It's a Goya brand and it's made in Japan, which is fine with me. I added the chrome covers over the pickups. They were missing, and I know why they were missing. And the reason I know why they were missing is this used to be my bass in the 80s. And probably about 84, I sold it. I think in Ames, Iowa, because I was at Iowa State at the time. And I switched to guitar at that point. I think I might have traded it in on a guitar. And I've been looking for one of these because I always liked that thing. I guess when you get to be my age, you kind of miss stuff you had when you were younger and midlife crisis stuff. I'm past midlife, but I'm still in crisis. But it was always a good sounding bass. You can't really tell, but it's got two humbucking pickups. And then pickup volume for each one and tone control. Alright, so anyway, I was jacking around on the internet looking for something. Ended up on Guitar Center website, and I was looking at used basses, and I saw this, and I'm like, get out, that looks like my old one. And then I saw that it was at the Des Moines store. So a little bit of circumstantial evidence there that it used to be mine, because I sold it not 30 miles away from there. And so I bought it, and it was way too expensive. I won't divulge how much I paid for it, but it has sentimental value. So now the reason, they've made more than one of these, right? But I put that chip in the neck back when I was in high school. It fell and hit my weight bench, and it's exactly that same spot. So, and the other thing is when I was in high school, I took these off and put the screws back in, but then I ended up losing the covers. So these are replacements I found on Amazon. I had to struggle a little bit to get them to fit, but it worked out okay. Alright, I'll see if I can figure out a way to fire this thing up and film it at the same time. I've got an amp I bought for it. I'll show you in a minute. Okay, this is the Peavey Basic 60 I picked up used at Music Go Round. I traded in a Eminence speaker for it, and then I had to pay $20 or something. It's probably late 80s, early 90s vintage. I like gear from that era anyway, because that's when I was playing when I was a kid. I think my custom solid state 2x12 guitar amp probably would have been okay to play bass through, but I didn't want to take any chances, so I got this guy. And aside from being a tad heavy, it sounds really good, and it sounds good with guitar too. So I just keep it up here in my office and play guitar and bass through it. Still relearning how to play bass. It's been 35 years or so. But yeah, it's a pretty good amp. It's I cleaned it up. It's got some oxidation that I couldn't quite get off of the Tolex, but good thing about it, unlike my custom, is it's a sealed back amp. No way for critters to get in there. I haven't taken the front cover off yet. I hear that it's got some Gorilla Strength Velcro holding it on, and I don't want to jack anything up. So this has... hang on a second. Let me get some better lighting. I don't think this is much better, but it's got pre-gain and post-gain. There's those two knobs. And so you can crank up the pre-gain and get some distortion, which is what I do with guitar. Then it's got a bright switch, which I always keep on. Then bass, mid, treble, and presence controls. and I leave them where they're shown for both guitar and bass. And then good old-fashioned style headphone jack. I like that. Yep, it's pretty cool. But that's all there is to it. And I think it sounds decent. I like Peavey gear anyway. Didn't really used to do much with Peavey or know much about them, but I know Skinner played through Peavey solid state heads, so obviously it's not junk. Since we're on the subject of Peavey, this is my T15 guitar with their I can't remember what they call their pickups, but people compare them to P90s. I guess I'd go along with that. They're microphonic as all get out, and it's like a short scale guitar, but I like it.